For any landlord out there that is self-managing their units, I have a quick question for you. Are you managing your properties or are your properties managing you? And for context, this is what I mean. Managing your properties yourself can give you so much control, and a lot of landlords find it rewarding. You get to pick your tenants and you get to call the shots. You get to actually be involved with your clients, but it also gives them stress. They have to keep up with the tenancy laws, they have to coordinate the repairs, they have to chase rent, and then they have to pick up those emergency calls at the weird hours. So today I just wanted to talk about what self-managing is and to kind of convince you to get a property manager, because if your property is managing you, so it manages when you sleep, when you go on vacation, when you can work, when you can do anything in life, then you definitely need to outsource that. As an investor, your property shouldn't be managing you. You should be managing your properties. A lot of landlords have different reasons why they are self-managing their properties. So, in other words, they are doing the management of their properties themselves. They don't have anyone else helping them. They don't have a property manager or a caretaker. Now, most of them simply don't want to do that because of the costs. I have seen in some cases where landlords say, it gives me more control over my property. So, in those cases, it means that I get to call the shots and I get to make all the decisions as me who invested in the property and own the asset, that it gives them more control over that, and it is actually more rewarding for them to manage their property. But there is a certain subset of landlords that I actually want to talk about and talk to today. So those are the landlords that are being managed by their properties. So if your property sets what time you sleep, if your property gets you off vacation, if your property wakes you up, if your property stresses you, then you are the kind of landlord that I want to talk about today and convince to get onto the property manager trend. So if it gives you stress, if you are struggling to keep up with tenancy laws and all these things that you have to do during the week, during the month, at the end, all that, if you have to do the repairs, you're chasing rent, you are the landlord I want to talk about today, because I really think you should get a property manager, and not just any property manager. You need to get a professional, well-trained property manager. So a lot of landlords ask me, but Raymond, for you to talk about this topic, you're the one who stands to gain the most because you are the one offering the service. And to that I say, yes, I stand to gain, but property management is more of a win-win situation, because one, when I come in and I charge you 8, 10, 12, 15% of rent to take some of this stress or all of it off your back, I'm giving you the decision to spend as much time as you want with your family, to kind of get involved with the property when you want to and in the certain aspects that you want to. So you don't have to do these things that you don't want to do, and then you can do the things that you really want to do. So having a property manager, first of all, gives you time back. The return on investment that you pay in terms of fees, and then vis-a-vis that and the stress that is taken off your back, and also the costs that come with it. Because remember, when a property manager comes in, they are coming in with their whole network. So they are going to have a network of vendors, they're going to have a network of brokers, they're going to have this whole network in the industry that helps you to cut costs here and there. And by the end of the year, you are saving big, simply because you have saved on, let's say, a spare part here that someone else could have charged you 20K or 200K, sorry, and then you are paying for it at 120. Those cases are very common. You will find that when you take on a property manager, your plumber has been charging you an exorbitant figure for a small part. Your property manager is going to come in and they will get you the same exact part, get someone to do it. So all the labor, the transport, everything won't even be half what this guy was charging you for the part alone before he adds on his labor costs. It is a very common phenomenon happening everywhere. And if you think it's not happening to you, just get a property manager, and then you will see what I'm talking about. So these guys are going to save you costs because they are going to work with a network. So if your unit is vacant and you have a property manager, they are going to be in a better position to fill that unit other than you, who has to go to work, who is maybe out of the country, who has to deal with all these other things with family, with friends, and you just generally want to live life because you have already invested, you have already worked for your asset. So generally, why is it making you work for it in return? And these guys are going to have the right network to make sure that they are getting you tenants faster, so you are losing less money on vacancies. And then they are going to also help you turn the unit around. So what I mean by turning the unit around, when a tenant moves out, there is that time between when the tenant moves out and then the next tenant. And usually, you will have some renovation works, you'll have some signing, you'll have viewing, you'll have what? A property manager is going to help you to reduce that gap, so that all these times when they need you to sign on something, they need you to approve, they need you to maybe just come in and make a decision on something. When it is a small stakes decision, this gentleman or this lady is able to do that and save you that time, save you that money, and it all just becomes a win-win situation for both you and the property manager. So trust me when I say that the top 3 benefits of having a property manager: 1 is that they save you time, 2 is that they handle all the chaos, all the tenant emergencies, all the broken toilets are going to be going to this person that you're actually paying to do that, and it doesn't have to come to you. And then 3, it gives you peace of mind. You only get involved when you want to, and if you're getting involved when you don't want to, you definitely have the wrong property manager, and then you need to get the right property manager. Once you have a professional property manager, they're going to be giving you your financial reports on time, they're going to be reporting to you on time, they're going to be bringing you in when you need to be brought in, not checking in with you when they need to replace a small tap, when they need to get someone to move out, when they need to. No, they should be able to come to you for the big situations, for the big calls, such you still have control over your property, but you're not in the nitty-gritty of the repairs, of minding about the law, of making sure that this person was paid that 20K that they demand from last month, and all that is what sits on the property manager. So when I talk about these things, it doesn't just reflect on me, or it doesn't just benefit me. It benefits both of us, because we start to work in this relationship whereby I am helping you and I am helping myself. So make sure that you are asking yourself if you are a self-managing landlord, or regardless of the fact that you don't have the challenges I have talked about, your tenants are paying on time, your taps don't get broken, and for you, the law doesn't change. You are omnipotent. So just ask yourself, whatever bucket you fall into, what is your time worth? Is it worth you driving to your property on a Sunday to solve a tenant issue with a neighbor? Is it worth you going to maybe coordinate all these things that can be done by someone else? What is your time worth? And then secondly, what is your strength? The one tip I give landlords when they are bringing on property managers is to play to their strength and then delegate all the rest to the property manager. So if your strength is in, let's say, rent and finances, then maybe you don't want to give that to someone else. Maybe you want to handle that by yourself. If your strength is in getting the right person and actually judging character, you're a good judge of character, you know how to get the right person into your rental, so you are good at tenant screening, maybe you can outsource all the rest and then remain with that. So that gives you control, so that you are still engaged with your property to the degree that you want to, but then you are only doing the things that you want to, and then outsourcing the rest to this person that you actually pay to not complain about them and to do them with a smile. So definitely think about whether you want to do it yourself or delegate. I am going to say delegate because it's going to make both of us happy. So make sure that you are asking yourself those 2 questions. Is it worth your time? And then just make sure that you know your strength and then you use it well. Make sure that you play to your strengths. So as a landlord, make sure that you are having all this time to go and build your portfolio, build the life that you want with your family, with your work, fly out and be relaxed that there's someone that is collecting the rent, that is dealing with the broken toilet, that is dealing with the stolen gate. Someone is there even while you are in the States, in the UK, even while you are on holiday. So I hope you found this video engaging and that you are going to reach out to us on Threlty Services Limited. You can find us on all social media platforms at Threlty Services Limited. So this has been your Threlty Insights tip for today. My name is Raymond, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.